Today, I wanted to discuss Logan Paul. Logan Paul, both the Paul brothers, but explicitly Logan. Logan Paul is an absolute YouTube animal. He's a businessman like I've rarely seen. He's started and continued pumping out just endless amounts of, call it YouTube slop all you want, but it's entertaining. And he uses that to funnel towards his products. And I think that he is the absolute top business mogul that had stemmed from YouTube. I don't even consider Mr. Beast to be on the level of Logan Paul. And let me explain why. Logan Paul doesn't stay on one trend. Instead, he brings the trends into him. And at first, he was jumping on trends. And yeah, that's great. You have to adapt. If you're going to be on YouTube, you have to adapt. That's just necessary. But more so, he has now gotten to such a high pinnacle of influence that he can create trends. And so it's genius. He'll create a trend around Pokemon, hype it up, and then use it to profit. And I know that a lot of you guys will talk about the scams and different things that he has done in the past. And trust me, I don't think that he intentionally knew that that was going to rip people off. Now, should he have made it right? Yeah, he probably should have. He definitely should have. But I think he just washed his hands of it and said, hey guys, this actually isn't working the way I thought it was going to work. And that is something that I don't think was totally acceptable. But just because he's made mistakes doesn't mean that you can take away the amount of influence and business acumen that he brings to the table. He's very, very underrated, guys. And usually I talk a lot of shit on these type of podcasts or videos, but today I really have nothing bad to say. He is an absolute monster when it comes to business. He's exceptionally disciplined. He's great at capturing attention. He knows exactly what you little trolls like watching, and he gives it to you. He feeds it to you with a silver spoon, and he's laughing all the way to the bank. Now, some of his things he does are, some of his antics aren't very tasteful, sure. Now, that was more of like him in the past compared to him now, but as a collective, sure. But think to yourself, we've all done things for attention that we aren't necessarily proud of. The only difference is that his was leveled up to a massive scale. I believe that he was one of the first ones to predominantly make a clothing line exceptionally popular and really make it something within itself that isn't directly connected to a creator, right? You're not just buying it because it's Logan Paul's. You're buying it because it speaks for itself with Maverick. I respect that. I respect what he did with Prime. He's competing with Gatorade. He's not just selling t-shirts anymore, guys. He's creating legitimate businesses. He's competing with Gatorade. He's competing with Coca-Cola. He's competing with Red Bull. He's competing with 5 Hour Energy. It's very, very impressive. And the amount of business and promotional intelligence that it takes in order to get that off the ground. I mean, sure, anyone can create a product, but that is totally different. And yeah, he works with some very incredible people that help bring that into fruition. But even so, it's extremely, extremely impressive what he was able to do. He made a drink, a hydration drink, a cultural, iconic product, something that is iconic and something that actually was more valuable in the reselling market at first. A fucking product that you drink. It's used as a status symbol, much like a Starbucks cup or a Dutch Bros cup. It's even just a Starbucks cup of coffee. It's branded. It's a status symbol. That's what he did for children. And is that the greatest thing in the world? I don't know. I mean, is it the greatest drink in the world? I don't necessarily know. I don't care. I mean, does it taste better than Gatorade? It's about even. If I'm being honest, but the promotional acumen in order to make that possible is par none. You can't say that it's not. I mean, he is extremely athletic, but he's not a monster with his athleticism, and yet he boxed Floyd Mayweather. Now, was it rigged? I don't know. But in your head, you thought he had a chance. He had a chance, and he brought that to the table, and he trained exceptionally hard for it. Him and his brother, it's very, very impressive. His brother especially. His brother is not a YouTube boxer, guys. I know what happened with Anthony Joshua. He's not a YouTube boxer. He's a real boxer. And he's competing with people that have done this for their entire life. And he has only boxed now for what, 5 years? 6 years? Maybe 5? Taking it seriously for 5? That's crazy. Logan Paul with his WWE. WWE used to be extremely popular, and then it died out. I think maybe the 90s, the early 2000s, when they had John Cena and The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin or whatever. I'm not big into WWE, but he is giving it a new flame. He's making it culturally relevant again, and I think that's very, very impressive. Because WWE is not something that I thought could ever come back to life, just because there's so many different options for entertainment. In the 90s, sure, but it's not even real. And I hate to say that. People get very upset at me. They're like, yeah, they're still very athletic. Well, sure, but it's fucking scripted and it's not real. But the athleticism it takes in order to do that is unmatched. And he works exceptionally hard in the gym. He goes to the gym 7 days a week, 6 days a week, every day almost. It's very impressive. And so me looking at someone like that, of what I potentially could do on YouTube in the following 5, 6, 7 years, he's laying out a roadmap for you and for me. And it doesn't just have to be on YouTube, but it could be anything in life, anything that you want to pursue in life. You have to be goal orientated. He writes everything down. He takes risks, and yes, sometimes they don't pay off, sometimes they do. But nonetheless, he's someone that everyone can look at for the good, the bad, and the ugly, and everything in between, and learn from. He has created a roadmap. He has pushed his way into financial prosperity through force. He has reinvented himself multiple times. Most people, when they get caught up in a scandal, like with what happened in, Japan? Whatever that was, the forest incident, most people would be done. But he reinvented himself. Now, was the apology fake? Yeah. Did I think he even had to apologize? No. He's making content. Sorry. He's making it for children at the time, so I totally get it. But he's leveled up. And was that a bad move? Sure. But it got clicks and it got publicity. And there's no such thing as bad publicity. Ask Kim K, ask anyone. No such thing as bad publicity. It gets eyeballs. And eyeballs are the currency of the 21st century. He keeps your attention with everything he does. I believe that this man could literally be flushed down the toilet and he would come back up in Puerto Rico with a plumber's license. He just would. He's very, very intelligent. Sometimes the most intelligent people online pretend to be absolute morons. And he once said something in a podcast a very, very long time ago. I believe it was a podcast with Jordan Belfort, which is kind of funny because in the grand scheme of things, they both kind of fucked people over in their past. But regardless, Jordan noticed something about him. He said, you're very intelligent and you do everything in a very calculated way. Now, it could be called manipulative, sure, but he's getting attention. And Logan responded with saying, sometimes if you do a bunch of stupid, silly little things consistently and build up a repertoire, a resume around those silly things, they can eventually come together and create one big, brilliant thing. Him and all his antics online are just meant to keep you captivated. They're meant to keep you locked into the screen, and he's exceptionally good at doing that. Him and his editor in particular. People don't give his editor enough credit. His editor, Hayden, Hyler Smith, he's amazing. He's amazing at keeping your attention. He is almost like I don't even know, Scorsese of YouTube editing. He's just in a class of his own, maybe like a Lucas, I don't know. He's incredible. It's hard to even compare it. I mean, because one is actually captivating you in a movie sense, and the other is just keeping your attention for a small period of time. But regardless, you can't tell me that, and just looking, I mean, I know it's not for me, but I can still appreciate the artwork and the just everything that was put into the vlogs that Logan Paul was making throughout COVID. They were absolutely on another level. They were incredible. They were edited perfectly, and he did that every single day. It's amazing. And the reason he was able to do that, because strategically, he would film and then send it off to someone, being his editor, which didn't live in America. He lived in England, and they're in a different time zone. And so it automatically gave him more hours in order to edit and send it back for Logan to then upload it. That's how he was able to do every day, bro, vlogs. Every day, bro. He was able to do daily vlogs throughout COVID. And that's so impressive because these vlogs weren't just stupid. And the cool thing is that anyone could do this because it's not like he went out and did super crazy luxurious things. No, he was stuck in his house. So it was a level playing field and he was able to rise to the top. He's done that over and over and over again. It's insane. He attaches onto something and it overtakes his personality. He gets obsessed. And I think that's extremely, extremely impressive. So for as many times as I've hated on people, and I'm talking shit, right? People can talk shit all they want. And when I get more popular, people will talk shit on me. But one thing I must say is you have to give credit when credit is due. So whether you love him or hate him, you have to respect what Logan Paul is currently doing. Guy's going to be an absolute, hands down, money mogul in the future, like a Shark Tank type of ordeal. He has the attention and he's leveled up his audience. It's so difficult, guys, for you to go from making children's, like small, like teenager vlogs, and for people that are from the ages of probably 12 to 14, to then level up again with Impulsive. We haven't even talked about Impulsive. What made him do that? Well, he's basically just a pipeline to promote his products, which is great. And that's what everyone does, except for people like me and people like Joe Rogan, because we have no products. We just do it for the love of the sport. But it's still impressive. In fact, it's almost more impressive that he was able to create that, because that was right at the very height of when podcasts were being recognized finally, thanks to Joe primarily, as being a legitimate source of publicity and income and exposure. And so everyone was scrambling to create a podcast. And he pulled it off. And he's interviewed some of the most amazing people he interviews people that are incredible on a weekly basis, still to this day, on top of everything else he's doing. And so, yeah, he has done things in his past. Sure. We're all human, guys. I've done things, and I'm sure you've done things. And our things are less public because we don't have the public eye on us. We're not in the spotlight. We don't have a spotlight attached to our every single move, every single action. Everything he does is blasted. And you can't win over everyone. And in fact, it actually pays off more to have haters. You have to have people that hate you. If you like someone, you may mention them occasionally, but if you fucking hate someone, you will tell everyone you know. And that is the type of exposure that leads to giant sums of wealth compounded over time through products, through attention. So kudos to him. and use that as inspiration. Don't do everything. Don't scam people, but use it as inspiration. And for the record, I don't think he did that intentionally with his crypto zoo business. I don't think he did. Maybe he did, and regardless of if he did or not, he should have paid the people back. And it's not too late. But he moved on, and people make mistakes. People make mistakes. You know, even the great Michael Jordan made a mistake. There was an African American politician that was running, I believe it was in Chicago, running for as a politician. I forget which one. I think his name was Harvey Stent or something. I forget. And he wanted the endorsement of Michael Jordan. It was a big deal at the time. African Americans weren't really into politics. They weren't getting elected. It was a big deal. And Jordan was said to have responded to his asking for Jordan's endorsement. He responded with, "Republicans buy sneakers too." And that hurt a lot of people. But we don't blast Michael Jordan for that. We shouldn't blast Logan Paul for some of the mistakes he's made. He's only human. So I learn from that. And most importantly, I just keep it in my head as he has opened a realm of what is possible on YouTube. And guys, I'm going to get there. I know that you see these videos and you're like, oh, you're just talking shit in your house. Yeah, motherfucker, I've started. So have you started? No. Well, then you can't say shit now, can you? They're going to get better. I have a lot of crazy things planned for the future. This is not going to be just me speaking into the camera. It's going to become so much more than that. But I don't even want to talk about it because I'd rather just put it out to you guys in the future. And that is coming. Is it going to be a while? Maybe, in the grand scheme of things. But if you truly think about it, it's going to come sooner than later. And I guarantee you that my YouTube following will grow tremendously. It will grow. So I'm just going to continue eating the elephant one spoonful at a time until it happens. And, you know, to some people it might be discouraging to only get 5 or 6 views, but for me, it's motivation. Because if I automatically start off with millions of views, then it wouldn't mean anything to obtain it. But starting off from the ground up, from the fucking trenches, is exactly what inspires me. It inspires me rather than just makes me feel, I don't even know how it would make some people feel, maybe discouraged. It is inspiration. It makes me want to work harder. I'm putting out a video every single day on top of working 60 hours a week in something that I hate. But I have to do that. This is what I do for fun because I love it. You have to love what you do. And I genuinely think that Logan Paul loves what he does. And so tell me what you think about Logan Paul. Is he a fucking scammer? Is he brilliant? Is he a moron? Did he get lucky? Could he fall off and rebuild himself once again? Because he's done it. He's done it multiple times, 5, 6, 7 times. If he was a kid in Ohio today, do you think that he would be able, knowing what he knows now, to build himself back up? Or do you think that he simply just got lucky? Leave it in the comments. I would like to know. And make sure that you motherfuckers like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I will see you tomorrow. Sayonara, bitches.